Right, now this is When We Collide by Matt Cardle, but the original song was a song called Many of Horror by a Scottish band by the name of Biffy Clyro, so check that one out. It's a far better version in my humble opinion. Right, okay, now we're going to use 4 chords for this. We'll use a D, an A, I'm going to use a B minor. Now you've got a couple of options how to play a B minor. You can play the full bar if you want, or you can, instead of barring with your index finger, you can take your index finger, put it down to that first string at the 2nd fret. You can bring your thumb over the top and basically cover that 6th string at the 2nd fret with your thumb. You can play it that way, or the easiest way is just to play the bottom 4 strings. Okay, so that's a few versions on how you can play a B minor. Right, now we're also going to use a G. Okay, now I've put the sequence of the song on the screen, so you can see it starts off with 2 verses, there's also a chorus in there, and near the end of the song there's a bridge. So basically there's 3 parts, so I'll cover the verse, the chorus and the bridge, and you just apply them to that sequence that's on the screen. Right, so let's have a look at the verse then. Now, for the start of this, I'm going to do a straight strumming version for all of the parts, the verse, the chorus and the bridge, but when I've covered that, as a little bonus, after all these straight strumming versions, I'm going to give you a little slide version for the verse. Right, so straight strumming to start off. So the verse then, okay, now we're going to start off on a D, and all the way through this we're going to use a standard strumming pattern. It's down, down, up, down, up. Alright, so the count, if you want to know, is 1, 2 and 4 and, but just down, down, up, down, up. Alright, so verse then, you're going to play 4 measures, 4 strumming patterns on D. 4 on A. Okay, then 4 on the B minor. Okay, then finish off with the 4 on A. That's it, that's the verse. Okay, now just to remind you, the song starts off with 2 verses, so you would just play 2 of those verse sequences. Right, onto the chorus. Again, I'm sticking with the same strumming pattern all the way through. Right, so we start off with 4 measures on G, 4 strumming patterns on G. 2 on D. 2 on A. Then back to a line with the 4 strumming patterns on D, just as it says in the screen, then 2 on B minor, 2 on G, okay, and you would repeat those 2 lines, 4 on D, then 2 on B minor and 2 on G, and that's it, quite straightforward. That's the chorus. Right, finally onto the bridge then. So we start off again with that same line, the 2 measures on B minor, then 2 on G. So in this bridge we're just going to play, next line is just 2 measures on A. Okay, then back to 4 on D. 4 on A. Then 4 on B minor, and then finish off the bridge with 4 measures on A. And again, just to remind you, from that bridge you would just go to finish off with a final chorus. Now that's all the 3 parts, that's the verse, the chorus and the bridge for When We Collide, Matt Cardle, or original Many of Horror by Biffy Clyro. Right, now I promised you a slide version of the verse, and here it is. Now just to explain this a little bit, the song is actually played in the key of D. So what I've put on the screen are all of the notes within the D major scale. So really, if we're playing a song in the key of D, I can use these notes. Now for this sequence, this verse sequence, I'm actually going to be using all of these notes. Now, if you haven't got into keys and scales yet, I strongly advise you to, because you can start to have a lot of fun and progress your guitar playing using scales. Now, if you haven't got into keys and scales yet, I strongly advise you to check out my How to Play Guitar Fast Track Level 2 course. Now, in that Level 2 course, I go into keys and scales and explain them and show you how to start having lots of fun using scales in your guitar playing. Right, so back to this verse sequence then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with my middle finger on the 3rd string. Now that's the G string, and I'll have my finger on it at the 7th fret. Okay, now I'm only going to be using 2 strings here. I'm going to be using the open 4th string, which is the D string, okay, and the 3rd string. Now, so I don't want to get a really bad sound, I'm taking that middle finger on the 3rd string, 7th fret, and I'm just tilting that middle finger back so it touches the 2nd string. Now that mutes the 2nd string, so if I actually touch that 2nd string, it's going to sound fine because I've muted it using that finger. Right, okay, so from there what I'm going to do, using 4th and 3rd strings only. Now, because we're just playing a couple of strings, I'm going to take my little finger, I'm going to place it on the scratch plate. Now that gives you a nice little anchor, so your hand's not moving all over. Gives you a nice little anchor just to play those 2 strings. Okay, so from that 7th fret then, I'm going to do 1 down strum, pressure off, slide up to the 9th, pressure back down again, so my finger's still in complete contact with that string. I'm now at the 9th fret, I'm playing 1 strum down there, do the same thing, pressure off, slide up to the 11th fret and 1 strum down there. Now I'm also going to play a strumming pattern at that point, again just using these 2 strings. I'm going to play an up down down, up down up down down, up down up down down. Right, now you won't have got a feel for what that sounds like, so I'll play that line a little bit more at tempo so you really get a feel for it. So here we go, back starting at that 7th fret again, alright? From there I'm going to slide right down to that 2nd fret, alright, and I'm going to play 1 there, up to the 4th, 1 there, up to the 6th, 1 there, and then that strumming pattern. Okay, just doing this very slow. Right, the next line from there I'm going to go right up to the 12th, alright, 1 there, down to the 11th, 1 there, down to 7, 1 there, strumming pattern. Right, and finally the final line, back up to the 12th again, 1 there, down to 11, 1 there, and down to the 6th now. Okay, and that strumming pattern there. That's all 4 lines of the verse, okay? Now you won't really have got a feel for what that sounds like, so what I'll do is I'll just go right back to the start and I'll play the whole thing through once. Alright, so nice and slow.